where a group of trainee pilots are facing an uncertain future. They say they haven't had lessons at their training institution, Superior Pilot Service, for 2 weeks now. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko and Mhlaba has spoken to some of them and is with us now live. What else have you been able to piece together, Ziniko, and more importantly, answers really from the company themselves? We did speak to Refilwe Subuko, who is following how families are dealing with this setback from their perspective. And really, you know, it's a question of accountability now. We're also expecting an update from the Northwest government, who basically paid the check to allow this training to go ahead. What more do we know?
So, Iman, we have moved now closer to the school itself, and the training facilities themselves, they're actually just right behind us. So these are the flights which are used by the students when they go about their training. It's inside the Grand Central Airport, but the offices as well are inside the premises of the airport as well. So after this crossing, we'll then maybe in the next hour go to the offices themselves to get answers and just get clarity in terms of what is the official position of the company as far as this problem is concerned. But to get more details now, more intimate knowledge and experience of the situation, I'm joined by the students themselves who have come out to have a conversation with us so that they can give us their first-hand experience as far as their challenges are concerned. I'm going to start with Utebogo. Utebogo, give us a background of how you guys joined the program and what was your experience when you first started with the program, and just what has happened since then, since you started here, and if you can maybe share some insights in terms of what were the communicated problems or challenges that you were told to be the case that have stopped the program from proceeding as usual.
Good morning, and I would like to thank you for having us. So, as you know, we are aspiring pilots, and our journey started when we asked for funding from the Northwest Office of the Premier to come and achieve what we intend to achieve, which is becoming pilots. We then asked for a quotation from Superior Pilot Services, which we sent to our sponsor, which then they transferred the money to the school. Then we came here. We came here in April 2025, starting our journey as pilots. Now, we are various students with different parts of our course, like we are in different phases of our training. So, in April when we started, everything was fine. We continued our progress. We were flying. Everything was okay. People were writing exams. Everything was fine. And then in June, that's when the problem started. So it started when the aircraft were continuously going for MPI. MPI is the mandatory 50-hour service. Like your car, when your car reaches a certain number of kilometers, they go for service. Same applies with aircraft. Now they were going frequently, and when they would go for MPI, they would take longer to come back. This was very concerning. That happened in June. 3 weeks ago, I then went to my sponsors to complain about what's happening and the condition of the school in general. That's when my sponsor contacted the director at the time, who had a meeting with us. And during this meeting, he promised that everything will be okay. As of 2 weeks ago, everything just deteriorated.
So sorry to cut my brother. Before we go far into where things are now, you spoke about the quotation that you requested. Do you perhaps have an idea of how much money was spent or was paid to the school? Maybe you might not have the figures for all of you, but for you and the phase you are in right now, how much money was paid and what does it cover?
Good question. So for me, I'm doing my commercial pilot's license. I have completed more or less half of my training. I'm left with the final half. For this half, that's when I came to Superior and asked for help. So for the flying alone, I was charged 220,000 rand to complete the 100 or so hours that are necessary to attain your commercial pilot's license.
And then, my brother, let me bring you in. There was a meeting that, you can come closer. There was a meeting that you guys had in terms of trying to address those grievances. share some contents of that meeting. What were the issues that were tabled before you, and what were the hopes and messages and maybe promises that were made, which have not been kept according to the situation you are in right now?
Yes, as my friend Deborah said, that we've noticed there's problems around the school with the continuous maintenance and everything. So we decided to take the initiative and try to contact Ben to have a meeting with us to at least tell us what's going on and how can we solve the situation. He agreed on the 10th of July we're supposed to meet up. We met up with him on the 10th, and after that we told him our concerns about the school, and he reassured us by saying that he told us that they were having problems gaining aircraft parts at the US. So the plan was for us the students to temporarily fly at another school called Skyhawk. And then he told us also that once we'll continue over there until we finish negotiating for the aircraft parts, temporarily, of course. And then he also told us that, he told me that he noticed that my exams are about to lapse. I finished writing my exams on 2022. And due to CAA law, it says that I have 36 months to test for my exam. Yeah. And since my due date is about to come up, he told me that he's willing to pay out of his pockets for me to get an extension, so that I can continue my flying at Skyhawk.
Yeah. So thank you, my brother. Let me bring you in, my sister. You are privately funded.
Yes.
And give us the context of how many students are actually facing the same problem, because we've got 3 students who are funded by the Northwest Province, but they are not the only ones that are in this particular problem situation right now. Talk to us about your story. When did you start the program, but also how much money has been spent by your family or whoever is paying for your fees, and how do you feel about this problem now?
Okay, so I came here in May to start my program. It was going well until the problems that were faced. So the deposit that my mother paid was around 70,000 just to start the initial training. And I think up to now, I think she has spent around more than 100,000.
So that first amount of money, was it for registration maybe in a number school?
Yes, it was for registration, uniform, books, and I think the initial things that you need for your training.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll continue our conversation, guys, in the coming hours as well to get more details in terms of the accommodation, but the problems of food, but we'll also try to get the school to give us more answers in terms of what is it that is really the problem as far as they understand. So that's the situation where we are. Iman, it's back to you in studio for now.